Crime detection and investigation, 20%. In Fundamentals of Criminal Investigation and Intelligence, it has 15 items. 5 from the Objectives of Criminal Investigation and Principles of Intelligence, Tools of Investigation, the Cardinal Points of Investigation, and Phases of Criminal Investigation. 5 from the Procedures and Principles in the Conduct of Surveillance, the Intelligence Cycle, Informants and Informer, Distinction and Classification Information and Documents. 5 from the Kinds, Principles, and Procedures involving Arrest, including essential provisions of RA 7438 and RA 9745, Search and Seizure, Methods of Crime Search and Sketches.
Next, in Specialized Crime Investigation 1 with Legal Medicine, it has 10 items. *5 from the different approaches in the conduct of criminal investigation for each crime falling under the Crimes Against Person of the Revised Penal Code: murder, homicide, parricide, infanticide, abortion, physical injuries, and rape, essential provisions of RA 8049 Anti Hazing Law as amended by RA 11053, RA 7877 Anti-Sexual Harassment Law, RA 11313 Safe Spaces Act. *5 the following: kinds of death and pathological classification of death and changes in the body after death, and classification and characteristics of wounds. Specialized Crime Investigation 2 with interview and interrogation, it has 10 items. 5 from the kinds and methods of interview and interrogation, legal requirements for admission and confession, principles of dying declaration and independent relevant statement. 5 from the different approaches in the conduct of criminal investigation for each crime falling under Crimes Against Property of the Revised Penal Code: theft, robbery, and estafa, essential provisions of RA 6539 Anti-Carnapping Law as amended by RA 10883, PD 1612 Anti-Fencing, Laws on Human Trafficking, RA 9208, RA 10364 and RA 11862, Stages of Money Laundering, RA 9160, RA 9194, RA 10167, RA 10365, RA 10927. Traffic Management and Accident Investigation with Driving, it has 15 items. 3 from the principles of the 5 components of traffic management and agencies involved. 3 from the purpose and functions of registration and renewal, motor vehicles and driver's license, the various traffic signs, traffic light, pavement or road. 2 from the principles of driving, principles of right-way, and rules governing parking. 3 from the various traffic violations under the following laws: anti-drunk driving, RA 10586, RA 10913, and RA 10666 and RA 11226. 4 from the principles and procedures involving traffic accident investigation, classification of accidents, the principles of key events, different types of tire. Fire protection and arson investigation, it has 15 items. 4 from the concept of fire triangle and fire tetrahedron, product of combustion, types/sources of heat energy, methods of heat transfer, stages of fire development. 3 from the classification of fire, methods of extinguishing, classes of fire, prevention, control and suppression of fire, and phases of firefighting. 2 from the active and passive fire detection, alarm system, and suppression equipment. 3 from the acts, which constitute the crime of arson under PD 1613. 3 from the fire scene, fire origin and cause of fire, and burn patterns. Vice and Drug Education and Control, it has 15 items. 3 from the nature and effects of vices, alcoholism, prostitution, gambling. 5 from the commonly abused dangerous drugs, defined under RA 9165, opium, morphine, heroin, cocaine, shabu, marijuana, and marijuana resin, ecstasy, inhalants, methods of administration, signs and symptoms of use, and effects. 5 from the chain of custody requirement, confiscation and seizure of illegal drugs until destruction of confiscated item. 2 from various acts punishable under RA 9165 as amended, illegal trafficking and possession. Technical English 1 and 2, legal forms and investigative report writing, it has 10 items. 4 from the parts, types, and purpose of an affidavit, sworn statement, pleadings, parts of a motion, manifestation, petition, and content of police blotter. 2 from the different types of administrative orders and issuances, such as circular, memorandum order, special order. 4 from different police reports, case folder, and basic investigative report, spot, progress, and final. Introduction to cybercrime and environmental laws, it has 10 items. 3 from the acts which constitutes as violation of RA 10173, RA 10175, Philippine Fisheries Code of 1998, RA 9147, Wildlife Act, RA 9003, Solid Waste. 4 from the rules on cybercrime warrants, basic incident response, and procedure on seizing and collecting digital evidence and admissibility of digital evidence. 3 from the procedure in filing of environmental cases, Philippine Fisheries Code of 1998, RA 9147, Wildlife Act, RA 9003, Solid Waste Management Act, RA 8749, Philippine Clean Air Act, and RA 9275, Philippine Clean Water Act.
Kapag nag-subscribe ka sa YouTube ko ay maaari kang manalo ng ₱1,000.